Welcome back to another episode of Sip the Talent Films. And today on the Ravens Roundup, if you notice, I switched it up a little bit, got a little logo and whatnot. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna pull off on the round table. We're gonna call it a Roundup. Got a little logo going, and if it sounds like a Western, hey, maybe it is. We do what Westerners do. We just live. So that's where we're going with that. Um, Again, we're gonna have another fun show. We guarantee it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have laughs because that's what we do. We joke, we crack jokes, and then we speak the truth. We don't follow. We don't stay in the colored lines. We color outside the lines. We tell you what's on our mind and not necessarily what you want to hear. Doing things a little different today. And let me get this up here before we even get started. Let me find it. Give me one sec. I should have had it rolling. All right. The ticker at the bottom. It says hit the pin comment for super chats and get it read on stream. So if you super chat, that's not turned off yet, but it will be eventually. But I'm asking you if you want to super chat, please hit the pin comment and do it that way. And that way we can kind of slide away from the super chats and all the stuff that went on with Engrave, and we want to push away from that and try to push to a more not credible but more reliable situation. So again, if you want to do that, please do so. And I got my stream up, my stream labs up, so I can see if you do that, and we can go from there. But let's bring all the guests in, and we can get started on today's show. Starting off with Hendo. What's good?
Western, right?
Hendo Morant.
Oh, you cold, coach. That's cold.
Just joking. Just got to keep it joking. And speaking of jokes, Chris just joking. What's good?
What's going on? What up? Hey, Hendo, I see you alone today. I saw the hanging with Hendo.
Oh, yeah.
you had a little co-star with you.
Yeah, she went home today, luckily.
And last, well, we're gonna keep our milk joke on the low, Chris. As long as me and you we here, we good.
Hey man. Milk does a body good.
All the time. Now for the vegan up there. What up,
Jose? For him.
What's going on? Thanks for having us.
Shout out to the roundtable. Love that logo. Merch coming soon.
Oh, it's already there.
Oh, is it?
It's already in the store.
Hey, merch is here. Go ahead and hit that link and get you a shot.
With Ravens Roundup on it. Merch is already in the store.
There you go.
So let's get today's show started. And I appreciate everybody for coming through. And again, if you want to super chat, do it by clicking the pin comment and going do that. And if you have a YouTube membership, please consider changing that to a Patreon membership. All that stuff is in the description. So if you want to do that, please do so. And I'm gonna thank you in advance. I got a new Patreon today, and I'll make sure I shout him out before the stream is over with.
Salute.
And we'll go from there. This dude right here, man. He's I got an FBI disguise on.
That dude's wow.
Right. I think he left some for somebody on his panel. I ain't gonna call no name, so I just wait till you find it. We're gonna start off with Money Carr. Money Carr got a 4-year, $150 million deal, $100 million guaranteed to the Saints. And we'll start with you, Hendo. What you think about that?
For me, it's lovely. I love it. Listen, Derek Carr throwing to Chris Olave, possibly Alvin Kamara when he get out of jail. It's going to be amazing. I mean, listen, they've had serviceable quarterbacks before. He is definitely an upgrade from Andy Dalton. I don't know what this means for Jameis Winston. If he's going to be the backup, if they're going to cut him, because I think they can save $4 million.
I think you don't.
Not much.
Yeah.
But listen, they can save $4 million, but I think they take like a $12 million dead money hit. I mean, that's a lot of money for a team that's paying a lot of players that still isn't on the team anymore. I would just keep him as insurance, maybe. I don't know, but I think it's a good move for Derek Carr. I don't know why he didn't go to New York. Maybe they're waiting on another quarterback down I-95 to come up there and do some things. So, but I mean, good move for the Saints. Good move for Derek Carr.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean it's a decent move. When you look at what's out there, they don't seem to be interested in Aaron Rodgers either. So, and whatever headache that brings along. But as far as the veteran quarterbacks that are that were available, he was the best one that's available. So, shout out to them for getting it done. They knew they needed to strike while the iron was hot, and they got it done.
Gotcha. Jose?
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm still high on Derek Carr. I said Derek this time.
You got it right.
Yeah. I'm still high on him, man. I think he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Yeah, he had a down year last year, but Josh McDaniels is not a good coach. And yeah, I think he was just in a bad situation. I mean, I'm not sure how much better the New Orleans situation is going to be their coach, but I think it's better, more stable. And, you can't turn down the money. But if I was him, I probably would have tried to take like a 1-year deal and then hit the market again, because I think he could have gotten more. He had a bad year. I don't think he's going to have a bad year in New Orleans. But either way, he bounced back quickly, and I'm happy for him.
Cool. B?
Yeah, I'm happy for Derek. Like I said, I think he's a good quarterback. He was in a very bad situation in Las Vegas. Landing with Dennis Allen, like that dude's a clown. But as of today, as of March 6th, 2023, this kind of puts them in the driver's seat for the NFC South Division Championship. I doubt that lasts through the offseason, but congratulations on coming out of that first corner in first place, New Orleans.
Why is that, Brodney? What's going to happen?
I believe Atlanta and Carolina are both going to have new quarterbacks as well, and they'll probably be more exciting than Derek Carr.
Okay.
And New Orleans, outside of Derek Carr and your boy Chris Olave, are absolutely garbage.
Taysom Hill
and Slant Boy.
Is Slant Boy even gonna play?
Yeah, we don't know. They're probably gonna trade him to the Ravens.
No, I heard y'all are going after Alan Lazard.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
The smile left real quick.
Big body, huh?
Yeah, he was making
a moment ago.
We were speaking about milk earlier, but somebody's nipples was getting tantalized according to that report.
Who came up with that slogan?
I did see that. I saw that.
I remember people arguing how good Alan Lazard was, and that's why a certain team had better wide receivers than the Baltimore Ravens, and now here he comes.
Where he at?
I don't think we're talking about Alan Lazard.
Crazy. I think it's good for him. I think he got a raw deal in Vegas, and but we'll see. What does that mean? His contract. What does that mean for the negotiations in this final hour for Lamar, though? Well, does that have any kind of ramifications?
No, he's on a different timeline than Lamar. What is going to have ramifications is when Daniel Jones gets his $40+ million. If they get that done tomorrow. Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Those are the guys who would, potentially push a Lamar deal
to the roof even more.
Right.
Hey, I don't think it has really much bearing on it, but I guarantee you a lot of the analysts are going to try to use this and say, well, look, he took a team-friendly deal because Carr actually said, look, I know the financial situation in New Orleans, they are strapped for cash, so I'm going to take a team-friendly deal. Mm-hmm. And some people are going to try to turn that and say, well, Lamar needs to take a team-friendly deal. Well, Derek Carr has help down there offensively. Right. Lamar doesn't.
He's on the street.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah, that's true.
And I think I read somewhere where even with this deal, New Orleans is still $18 million over the cap. So they got to figure out a way to get under that or pay that tax, if I'm not mistaken. Because you can be over the cap. You just got to pay the tax, right?
No, that's an NBA.
That's an NBA.
Listen,
you have to be.
New Orleans has been over the cap for about 15 years. They just keep pushing that money down the road because guess what? The future never comes.
Hey, coach. I don't know if it was this past season or season before. They were $75 million over the cap.
Mm-hmm.
And then a week later, they were $30 million under the cap.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago, and then the following year they were $100 million over the cap.
Yeah,
Taysom Hill has like 7 voidable years.
Right, thanks.
B just hit a 6-month membership. He says, I hit my 6-month membership on YouTube, tipping on the Patreon. Here we go though. Appreciate you, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Go ahead and slide over to Patreon.
He already took care of it. He was the first one to chop it off and double it up on Patreon.
That's
the first one. He's a leader. He's not a follower. We
That's
need more
facts.
Brandons in this world.
That's right.
That is a step too far, but all right. No, we love Bazel.
Bazel. Bye.
B squared.
Speaking of, hold on. I almost forgot.
What we got? What we missing?
Almost forgot. Our winner
Oh,
for the month of February.
Man,
Rodney,
just
I'll let
as
you
Hendo.
do the honors. Who's the winner for the month of February for my giveaway?
Depending on which direction we're reading this, it looks like Hendo's the winner.
Yes.
Top to
No,
bottom.
Brandon Bazel. Congratulations.
Is the winner for the February giveaway. Again, we got something coming for you. We'll let you know once it get here, and I'll get your information. I think I don't already have it. He sent me something, so I should have had the return address, but I threw the box away. So we don't need to
because
get that
because he beat Hendo, I think he should get a championship belt.
from Barney.
No.
Yes.
No, from Hendo. Have you guys heard the story? How Hendo got his championship belt that he stole from me?
Nah, spill it.
Oh my.
Spill it.
You benefited off a man almost dying on the field. Are you proud of that?
Jose had Jamar Chase left in the championship game, and we all know what happened in Jamar Chase's last game. And then Hendo decided that he was going to buy himself a championship belt, which was not on the line prior to Hendo winning the championship.
It was.
Nobody said anything about a championship belt. He said, "Oh, I won. Where do you all get your belts?"
Listen, I was fine with losing until I saw him rock that belt, and I was like,
"Hey, coach,
yeah, win this back."
So my channel and my Patreon and everything is pretty new, and why nobody really paying me any attention except for my man Ferris. So Bump Scoop.
Bump Scoop is the one you're going to?
So beginning of the season, I put a poll out. Hey, what do you want? What do you think is best for the league? A ring, a trophy, a chain, a belt? Ferris and a couple other people were the only ones that voted. Now all of a sudden, when the season's over, it's like I just made up this championship.
It's weird that Bump Scoop's the only one you can name.
I was just focused on winning it all, obviously, because I was playing in a championship game.
You know this?
Oh my God,
nice.
Nice.
That's my belt.
Look at that picture.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys got the logos on the side too. You know?
Okay.
So
now, which league is that for? Is that the one that I'm in?
No, that's my league.
Oh, I need to get in that.
This is the Pick'ems. This is the Pick'ems championship.
I need all that.
Okay.
I need all that.
Oh no, you and the coach. No worries.
I need all that.
You in it. No worries.
Because I went from SHI, you know what, to medium grade sugar, and I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm full. I got a full off season on around my belt. I got hit the weights. I've been training.
Coach, do you remember what I offered you your first day in the league?
Some BS.
It wasn't BS.
Which one?
It wasn't BS.
Well, it must have been Brian that came with
I was
that.
going to
Hendo was trying to get me.
Brian
and Hendo was trying to get me.
I said because you didn't have a quarterback, I said I will give you Geno Smith just to be fair about it. And you said I'd rather go without a quarterback.
I made it work though.
You did.
I made it work. I went from when I got it, I think I was like 0-4, 0-5, and I made it to 500. So I was cool with that. So now I'm coming back. I'm getting it back in blood, as old boy say.
You do fantasy, Chris?
Yeah, I do.
I'll send you an invite.
All right, cool. I'm in there.
What up, Dre? Appreciate the 10 from P Brownie. I thank you. He didn't have a message, so I'm just gonna thank you for dropping the 10, P. Appreciate it.
You don't see that message?
What?
It says, "Congratulations, Champ Hendo." Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you since they want to bring it up.
That was a good one. That was a pretty sneaker right there. Pretty sneaker. Let's move on to our second topic. John Jones wins the heavyweight belts, and it was heavyweight, right?
Yes,
sir.
At UFC 285. And the reason I even put this on here because somebody on this panel just didn't make it to championship fight night. I got to the co-main event and I was out like a light. I do know, John. I do know. I'm saying when they were announcing them, I went to sleep.
If you would have stayed up 3 more minutes, you would have watched the whole thing.
Facts.
The co-main event. No, I didn't even make it to the main event.
Yeah.
I went to sleep when they was introducing the co-main event.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So, will one of you guys kind of sum that up for us that didn't see it and whatnot?
The main event. So John Jones came in. Now Jose and I had talked about this. We talked about UFC on our channel a bit, and we had both said that John Jones was going to kind of run through Cyril Gane, kind of put on a show. And Cyril Gane's a very, very good heavyweight, very good fighter. John Jones comes into the ring, and this is 3 years since his last fight. And John Jones looked a little old and fat, and I started getting worried.
Because Cyril Gane looked ripped.
Yeah.
He looked like he had no fat on him.
They spent about 3 minutes outside trying to cut some tape off of John Jones' toe. Then he gets in the ring. They start the fight. Cyril Gane hits him with a low blow, a kick. So they pause the fight for about 30 seconds or so. Cyril Gane comes back, tries to punch John Jones. John ducked, grabbed him around the waist, dragged him down to the mat, held him up against the cage, and choked him out in 2.5 minutes. So Cyril Gane didn't even touch him outside of the low blow.
What?
that was literally the only strike that he scored was that low blow.
Wow.
That's nuts. And when was the last? I know John hadn't fought in a while. When was the last time he fought?
3 years.
And I did hear him call Francis Ngannou a P word.
Yeah.
That he did.
And Francis is not fighting anymore, right?
Not in the UFC.
He's out of UFC. He's talking about fighting Tyson Fury in like an exhibition match or whatever, but we'll see.
But there's no like equivalent to UFC Walmart version, is it?
Oh no, there's plenty. There's plenty of leagues.
Oh, okay.
None of them are as quite as big as UFC, but there's plenty of legit MMA leagues around the world.
I would like to see him in ONE FC. Yeah,
he can go and kind of make a living just away from UFC.
Oh yeah.
He gonna make more money.
Really?
Yes. Yeah,
he will.
That's why he
if he chooses to. Yeah.
And what I did find out was while I was trying to find the number so I can put it in that little graphic, that 286, my boy's fighting Usman, and then 287, Adesanya's fighting.
Yes.
So 286 is I think 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
And then 287 is like right around the same time next month.
First week of April.
So like April
6th,
7th, something like that. Yeah. So I get to see the three guys I really was rooting for. Francis don't fight no more, but Adesanya and Usman, I get to see them at back-to-back UFCs, and I'm gonna be ready for that. I'm really ready for this rematch because I don't know how you feel, but I felt like that was a lucky kick by Leon.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's not how they play it in the promos anymore.
No. I wouldn't either.
His body language said that he quit. Like he's like, I can't do anything, and he just kind of went through the motions, and he caught him.
His own corner was telling him.
They play it like a Rocky moment, like a Rocky movie, a Creed.
Right.
He gave him that inspiring speech and sent him out there, and he put your boy to sleep.
Did he?
And to sleep he went.
Yeah.
He buckled. But again, all right, let's go to the next topic.
Oh, we rolling tonight.
Yeah, we rolling. We rolling.
Tight 45.
Hold on, my bad. Messing stuff up. There we go. Bateman's comments. And if I'm not mistaken, these comments came out after you guys' show, right? On Wednesday? Did this happen Thursday?
Yes.
So if you've been living under a rock, Bateman kind of called out DaCosta after he had his combine press conference. And everybody knows what was said and whatnot, and he eventually deleted the comments. But, for those that have not seen, how you feel about it, or seen your Twitter or seen your show or whatnot, please kind of reiterate how you feel about what Bateman said, and we'll start off with B.
I thought that I'm of two minds, right? Because what DaCosta said was, hey, if we'd been doing things the right way, we'd have some better wide receivers in the room. Which, yeah, obviously, it's a bad wide receiver room. It's a terrible wide receiver room. Everybody knows that. But I like that Rashad Bateman is standing up for himself and the other guys in that room. I like that he's kind of exposing, or was, kind of just across the line of exposing what the real issues were. I think he was directing that at Harbaugh and Greg Roman. thought it was a little bold to call his GM a liar in public. so Hendo and I, if you didn't see on Hendo's stream, we worked out a trade to add Bateman along with Lamar heading to Carolina. But I liked it though. I liked it.
Jose?
Yeah, I liked it too. And I think that's very telling of how frustrated and fed up that team is with everything that's going on. It puts more pressure on this organization because, that image of them being, a top-notch organization is slowly falling apart. Before Bateman put that tweet out, you had a bunch of players, former teammates talking about how bad Steve Sanders was because he was hated across the board. Did I take that? That's to your thunder, Hendo. I won't touch that much on it. There.
Do you think, bro? Do you think?
But I mean, that's pretty telling right there. And then for Bateman to follow it up and just be like, "Look, I'm tired of you guys pointing the finger." He said, "I'm tired of you guys pointing the finger at us and 8." Like he included Lamar in that too. And I think that's pretty telling. Like you combine that with the comments that J.K. Dobbins made right after they lost in the playoffs, right? And he said something similar. He's just like, "Hey, if Lamar was out there, we wouldn't, we would have won that game." I think if they don't get this deal done with Lamar, there's gonna be a few players saying, "Get me out of here."
Yep.
So this is more than just losing Lamar. Like you're gonna lose the team. So I'm glad he said it. It pushed more pressure on them, and they probably have their sleeping bags and sleeping on Lamar's floor right now in Miami. So they better get it done.
Chris?
Yeah, I loved it. You got to put some heat on them. Like if you think you got, I mean, we've heard, Des Bryant, we've heard Ocho Cinco say, they got some talented dudes there. They just don't know how to use them. And we can have all the opinions we want, but Des Bryant saw them in practice. Ocho Cinco has seen them up close, and it's like, these guys were talented in college, and not to say, just because you're talented in college is going to translate to the NFL, because we know that's not how it works. But to be at a point right now where you drafted Bateman, you drafted Duvernay, you drafted Tylan Wallace, you drafted James Prochet, and you essentially got nothing out of them. When you think about it, you really didn't maximize anyone in that group, and you could throw Hollywood in there too.
Facts.
You didn't really maximize anybody. And you see other teams take players who may not be, as highly touted coming out of school and be able to maximize their production or what they do. And it's like offense shouldn't have to be miserable. You could still win and not be miserable on offense. And, Jose said it. He was like, JK, we heard it from Hayden Hurst before. We've heard it from damn near all the wide receivers that they're frustrated. And it's hopefully moving in the right direction, but it took too long. Took way too long.
Endo?
I love it. Like, listen, I was a fan of Bateman before. Now I had to get a jersey because I love people that don't give the corporate answer. I love people that don't get in front of the camera and like, yeah, everything's good. We're gonna keep stacking. We're gonna keep moving. Like he was like, yo, this is liquid swords. It's a bad week for the Empire. Like if you look back, first the survey comes out, and everybody's like, we thought the Ravens were a top 5 organization. They're ranked number 17th. Something ain't right with this. The training staff, if you look at the tweet, he was like, man, keep us safe. And that was really telling for me. Keep us safe. That means a lot in my book because it upsets me now that Jonathan Harbaugh had an individual during the height of COVID walking around a facility coughing and rubbing on people like he's Rudy Gobert, like thinking it was a game, passing this around. And you as my head coach, you as my leader, you kept this man aboard. Yep. Injury after injury, the COVID situation, just everything that he represents, everybody's saying, coach, he's injuring us. He's not doing a good job. And you say, you know what? He's my friend. So you pick him over doing what's right. So I'm just glad that somebody finally came out, stood up for everybody. And like they said, he didn't have to say us and 8. He did that intentionally to let everybody know. Stop putting the blame.
Go ahead, finish it. No.
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. But I just think, personally, we on our 85 new edition stuff. Is this the end?
Right. I want
Because
to know.
I want to
know.
Right, because everything is unraveling. The Lamar should have been signed a couple of years ago when they were scoffing at 40 million. Now they're looking at that 40 million like, yo, come on, bro.
Like,
We'll give you that 40 mil. Then we have all these things going on. We have the situation with JK. He's like, yo, I'm a workhorse back. I told you before the playoff game, put this game on me. If we don't win, I'll accept full responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You gave him 17 carries. We lost. He wants out. I'm telling you.
And that was a season high.
17 career high, I believe.
With rest.
It was
with rest too.
Right. He wants out. Wow. These comments by Bateman. I think even if you looked at last season, once Hollywood left, then he came in. Listen, no shade to your man, coach, and I don't want no smoke because I really like this dude. But when you got James Prochet, the leader of the wide receiver room, something ain't right. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
I love the words. I love the dedication. I think James Prochet brings toughness to the wide receiver room, but I also need action. I need somebody I can look to and be like, you know what? He out here giving his all on the field.
His words don't mean as much when ain't nothing being put on the grass.
Right. So I just believe that going forward, like, listen, these next 24 hours are very crucial because I just think there is a sector of the team that's like, yo, you doing this to Lamar. What's going to happen when my contract comes up?
Right.
And I think if not for the rest of this offseason, the next offseason, we're going to see a lot of defections from the Ravens to another team.
Bro, if they don't sign this cat, it's going to be tough to get anybody to come in there that you either drop a huge bag on or you draft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be the only ways that people like willingly come and while Harbaugh and DaCosta and that group is there.
And I mean, you look at the situation now. People don't want to come here now. They didn't want to come here because of Greg Roman. They didn't want to come here because John Harbaugh, like, yo, I ain't gonna beg y'all to come here. Like, you ain't got to come to my team. And somebody's like, why would I want to play for some coach like that? That he's telling me he don't give a damn about me.
I hated that.
Or helping me get my money. Like, you just sending out just bad press to everybody else. And Coach Harbaugh is gonna get what's coming to him this offseason. I've been praying for 12 years.
Coach, hold that bottle up again. Look at that right there. Look at ladies and gentlemen, summer is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Summer is right around the corner. Okay, you're going to need something to keep your beverages cold. Okay, sip to tally water mugs, water jugs. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, not those other brands out there promising to keep your water cold. Sip to tally stays cold.
Always.
There you go.
Now, to add to that, even if you have your own water jug that you may like, just get you a sticker. Just go to the merch site and get your sticker and stick it on there, and then it turns into sip the tally water.
Nah, Coach,
it makes it extra cold.
You get that. You don't get the sticker, you get everything. Listen, I'm tasking Ravens flock all around, and I've been saying this for a couple months now. I'm tired of going to seeing other fandoms support their team, support their YouTubers and all that, and then we come here and the people just like,
Oh, you know what, Hendo? Since we speaking on, let's speak on it.
Okay.
I go follow other teams just to see what's going on and to kind of see, honestly, to see what they're doing that maybe I can do and whatnot.
Right.
And a lot of people I find are super, and this is gonna be a cliche word because of what happened to Michael B. Jordan, but corny. And they just, but they got
following.
They got 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and then all kind of crazy merch running through. Because
we're gonna change that. We changing the culture around here.
We slowly get it done.
Slow growth. Slow growth is sustainable though.
Yes.
That microwave stuff, it'll be here one day and gone the next. Slow growth is sustainable. That's why I don't trip too much. Appreciate you for the deuce, Marco G. Said Ravens about to put no Twitter clause in contracts. Definitely no social media, period.
Who else took a shot this Deshaun Jackson took a shot on IG.
What did he say?
When he got released, he was just like, y'all can keep that over there. You know, I'm good.
About the politics or something.
He don't play them games.
Yeah.
The release
Also,
games.
who was that coach? David Culley had made a comment. A lot of people have made comments about just how they're doing things over here. It's just not a good look, man.
Let me do this real quick. T.O. put Ing Raven in there. We are not talking about Ing Raven. That's the guy that we want people to support, especially with what's going on right now. Definitely go support that guy. I'm not talking about Ing Raven. I was talking about other teams like Broncos or 49ers or Raiders or just other teams. I was not talking about Ing Raven, to be clear. Ing Raven is our dude. He's a friend of the show. He's a friend that I've never met, and I can honestly say that. And he's been good to me, and I'm gonna continue to be good to him. So.
He said he supports Engraving. I think he was saying the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know how. My bad, T.O. My bad.
Yeah.
Hey yo, T.O. Chill.
Like DJ Khaled. Chill.
You ain't had to add that last comment.
Chill. We're not gonna even going there. Chill. But yeah, a bunch of people then threw shots out there. Dez Bryant, Cully, who we just mentioned.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson. He said something about playing politics. It's Hollywood still on him.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Willie Snead.
Right. I forgot about Snead.
Steve Smith, Kurt Warner.
The list goes on and
everybody.
On. The list might be shorter, but who haven't thrown?
Everybody who's seen the Ravens play.
Right. One thing that I didn't put on here, and I do want to talk about it since we kind of mentioned this stuff, is Ja Wick. Chris, what you think about Ja Wick?
He's stupid, man. Like, you got everybody liking you, everybody a fan of your game. Like, I listen to Knucklehead's podcast, I listen to All the Smoke, and every time they have one of those old players from the 90s or the early 2000s that I grew up watching, they're like, what player do you like? Almost all of them say Ja.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I love his game. I love his mentality. And it's like, man, what the hell are you doing bringing a gun? They're saying that he brought it on the plane now too. And it's like, come on, man. Like, you saw what happened to old Gilbert. Like,
right.
Why mess around with that? Like, and then they're saying that they had that night they had a players only team meeting about not going out when you're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And that night he went out and did that. So it's just like, hopefully he gets somebody in his corner. He's a young dude.
Mm-hmm.
Young dudes, they get power, they get some money, notoriety, they do some dumb things. So, hopefully somebody could get in his corner and in his ear and just, guide him in the right direction.
Jose? Yeah,
look, I've said this on our show before. If I was a millionaire in my 20s, I'd be a supervillain. I already got into enough trouble in my 20s, but give me millions of dollars. Oh my God. So yes, I mean, I expect these guys to get in trouble from time to time, right? It's not that big of a deal right now, but yes, it's boneheaded, it's dumb, and we all know you're not built like that, right?
Right.
Like, and you're in where he's playing, he doesn't play that way. And where he's playing, I mean, that's the grindhouse. The people that came before you, like Zach Randolph was built like that.
Tony, what's the defensive guy?
Tony Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was built like that. Like I heard he used to smack people up that owed him money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like from when they play their card games or whatever, like they were built like that. Like, you believe it when they said it, but Josh, like, no, come on, man. Like you're not that. You don't play that way. Like you don't play like that rugged style of basketball. Like you're not tough, and that's fine. You shouldn't be trying to act tough. Like you're one of the best players in the league right now. You're the most athletic, right? You can literally jump out the gym. Just focus on that, man. Like you're making good money. You're in a good situation. Life is good for you right now, man. There's no reason to be doing all that stuff that you're doing, because those other allegations too of him like punching a teenager or something like that, or getting into it with a security guard.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? Like, where are you going to? Or all these people are around you. Like, why are you leaving your house?
Right.
I don't
know. My thing is, you got that much money and you want to see strippers,
into the house.
All right. Or rent or Airbnb whatever, so they won't know where you stay at. But you got means where you ain't got to go in public.
Right.
So, and then you can have like they can come in and sign the NDAs, and security can take phones, and you can do whatever you want to do. Is you got enough money to do that? You ain't got to be out with the dude that work at Walmart at the strip club, right next to you, probably recording your every move.
Yeah. I see Clock saying that John's from the hood. That don't mean he built. Don't mean he built for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
that don't mean anything.
Like the little thing came out. It's somebody made a TikTok and they put the Eminem stuff on it. When he was in the last battle with Papa Doc, and he told him, he's like, I know you went to a private school, and I know his parents, and your parents got a real good marriage, and like that stuff fits Ja.
Yes.
At least it seems like it fits Ja. Now I don't know him personally, but you got too much to lose. You just picked up Kyrie's Irving deal, basically. The signature shooter just came out. Powerade hadn't had a face in a long time, and they made you the face, or are making you the face. Why would you put that? That's the type of money that you don't have to touch your NBA money.
Yeah.
You getting this endorsement money. You can live like Beast Mode and some other people that say they hadn't even touched their game money. They just been living off endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that, B?
Yeah, I mean, and I think he's an idiot. Like, what are you trying to prove, and to who, right? Because he's already gotten himself suspended now. Like as I said, there's allegations of him pistol whipping teenagers. Like, what are you doing? And to Chris's point, like you hope you get somebody in this corner, but then you turn around and you see his dad out here trying to fight Shannon Sharp. Like none of them made good decisions. Clearly,
they squashed it.
Yeah, whatever. That's because he got up close and saw how much. He was like, why Shannon keep getting bigger? Like, walking over there. But and a few NBA players have come out and said that that whole team is like that. You got Dylan Brooks out here. I mean, Dylan Brooks, he's trying to fight everybody he sees, and you can't even find a real Stone Cold outfit. Like, what the hell was he wearing with his little torn up jeans and fake vest he had on there? I don't know, but you have a whole roster full of young guys who don't know how to act, and they don't have any veterans there to show them. The closest thing they have, I guess, is Steven Adams, but Steven Adams wants to fight everybody he sees too. He's just nicer about it,
right? and he's bigger too. He's one of the bigger guys in the league. Hendo.
Listen, it's pure and utter stupidity. I can't say that I've gone through that to that extent, but having a child that is a well-known athlete and very popular, and you got coaches and family, friends, and everybody telling them that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, it pumps their head up. And they feel like that they can do and they deserve anything that they want. And it gives them this sense of entitlement. Now, for me, where it upsets me is his father's there every step of the way.
His father lives next door to him.
That's what I'm saying. His father is there every step of the way. So how is it you fighting a child because he threw a basketball at you too hard? How is it you leaving games and you got your friends pointing gun lasers at people as you drive by? Like, you need to get some real friends in your corner. You need somebody that's going to be like, look, bro, you signed a $200 million contract. We don't need to do none of this, because the rest of his friends, the rest of his crew, his support group, whatever you want to call them dudes, they're sitting back telling them like, yo, don't ever forget where you came from. Like, you can't forget the hood. We helped you get here. We protected you. We made sure that when you went to basketball practice, nobody touched you, yada, 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 the same stuff. And a lot of these guys, even though they become rich and famous, they want to, quote unquote, keep it real. You know what I'm saying? They want to stay real to their hood. I was listening, I think it was Shady McCoy today. He said, yeah, it was just, the TV was, I fell asleep, the TV was just on. But what I heard him say was, he said, listen, never be the richest guy in the room. No matter where you go, never be the richest guy in the room, because you will become a target. And it all becomes about you. No matter what anybody else does, you're going to be the one that they mention when stuff goes down. But unfortunately, in this situation, he's the idiot that's actually doing the stuff. Like, it ain't even his crew, it's him. And I don't know what he feels like he has to prove to anybody. But one thing I will say is, and a lot of people sweep this stuff under the rug, mental illness is real. And when you do certain dumb things as a teenager or young in your 20s, like Jose said, when we was younger, we did a lot of dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But once you got in a certain amount of trouble, you kind of chilled out a little bit or got smarter with what you did.
Yeah. You realize the stove was hot.
Right, exactly. But with him, he's like, I ain't trying to hide. I'm gonna be me. I got this money. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And as a father, I can't understand how his father is sitting here and watch his child self-implode.
Mm-hmm.
So look, he might be sitting out for a minute. He'll have some time.
They did change it to indefinite, right? And
Yep.
so 2 games indefinite. Now Marco pulled a good point out there. He says it's hard for a parent to discipline their kid when the kid is the provider.
A word? Okay.
I mean, you still the parent, despite the money that the kid, you still got the parent.
You know what else disappoints me too? Like I thought, LeBron laid the blueprint out there, right?
Sure.
I had to handle yourself, right? Like LeBron brought his people up, but he didn't just give them money. Like he's like, look, he gave them careers.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to benefit me. I'm going to, like, you need to go to school, whatever education you need, whatever, I got you. I'm going to put you on payroll, but you're working. You're not just hanging out. You're working. Gary Payton did that back in the day too. People don't talk about that. Gary Payton did the same thing with his crew.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah.
You know that.
But
I thought Oakland, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought more people will follow that model, because LeBron is always trying to school his peers on how to handle business. And it's just disappointing to see Ja like just go the opposite way on that, because I'm all for taking care of your people. Yep. I'm all for that.
There's a certain way to do it, though.
Yes.
Unless it's John Harbaugh, then it's an issue for all y'all. All y'all hate it when it's John Harbaugh.
But you know what, B? I need to find me a friend like Harbaugh.
That's right.
I definitely
we all do.
Like Harbaugh.
That's a friend for life.
What? Definitely.
Thick and thin.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. So I got Money Making Mitch. He followed directions. I appreciate you, Mitch. He tipped. He went over to Stream Elements and did the proper thing. So I want to read his comment. He says, I'll get a water bottle if y'all continue with the FSU slander. All love, Hendo.
My man was on his stream defending Christian Ponder the other day. I couldn't believe it.
Who was defending Christian Ponder?
Hendo.
I wasn't really defending.
I didn't even remember Christian Ponder went to FSU.
I wasn't defending.
Christian Ponder
I
ain't even the most famous Ponder in the family.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
y'all just some
Crickets.
evil people, man. I swear.
Crickets. But y'all beat us, so you know how I know y'all got the throne for now.
Facts.
But now,
it's like Duke.
Remember when the former Seminole Ward Dunn enabled that sexual predator Deshaun Watson by building him a house?
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Took it there.
That's one.
That man was 8, 9, 10 years old.
If we could go back in time,
Hendo left. You ran Hendo off.
So you go back in time. Do you give Deshaun a house or no?
That's for Hendo, right?
Right. Do you deny a kid?
You know the kind of monster you enabled him to grow up to be.
First of all, he enabled his mother. He didn't enable his child. Wow, we going in with that.
You got your other Seminole out here talking about, I need some kids from broken homes on my D line.
Oh, Deion. Nobody.
You
know what? He said it.
Don't do it, coach.
But it's a boatload of coaches that kind of, I ain't gonna say they feel the exact same way. That thinking is like I need a dog, and he defined dog differently than most would. Mm-hmm. But that's what he wants, somebody that's hungry, that's gonna fight you tooth and nail. That's he don't want no nice guy. He defined it different.
I had a problem with the first part.
Broken homes and all that stuff.
Like the Chicago Bears, when they drafted Jaquan Brisker, they said they call him a PhD kid because he was, I forget what it stood for now, but something hungry and hungry. Yeah. But essentially the same thing. Or hungry and desperate. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And like if you got an acronym for it, you define it like that. Like that's what they're looking for.
I get that part on defense, right? Because I say that sometimes, man. Like you got to have at least one nut on the team. Somebody right. that's not afraid to get flagged. Mm-hmm. But the first part of what he said is what I had a problem with. Oh, I want my quarterback to have 2 parents in the household and all that stuff. And it's like, man, There's a lot more. We trying to change that narrative of black quarterbacks coming into the league, and some of them don't have both parents, and that's just playing into a generations old stereotype.
But his son doesn't have both parents in the same household. They've been divorced.
Right.
They've been divorced.
Hypocrisy.
And Tom Brady could have the same skill set that he has now, but be 18 and still wouldn't start over Shador. Lamar Jackson could be at Colorado right now and won't start over Shador.
Yeah.
And y'all know, and I'm a Deion fan. Deion is my favorite football player of all times. But when you're wrong, you're wrong.
But Deion the person.
Yeah. You're wrong.
Totally different person. Totally different. That Miami side of him coming out on that one.
Chill. Chill. I ain't never even seen him in orange. Don't put that on us.
Where do you go or where do kids go to become men? Young boys go to become men. They go to college, right? To be molded by the Bowdens of the world, right? In Tallahassee?
No, we go to the military.
Oh, okay. It's not about FSU anymore.
So we talk defending this country.
He made up some words then. Kind of remind me of comedians, and it was Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King, and they said, Jesse be making up words. Say Martin told him, "Not Jesse." You know, there ain't no word. All right, let's move on to our next topic. We'll talk about the combine. We had the combine this weekend, and this is one of the dudes that everybody's talking about. This Anthony Richardson ran a 4.44, if I'm not mistaken. Threw the ball well, threw the deep ball well. Maybe had a few struggles with the outbound and stuff like that. And I didn't see the whole thing. I kind of saw the highlights. I had some other stuff to do, but I did see him run. And as far as combine winners, you can go one or two guys, and my one is the guy that's up here. It's Anthony Richardson. I think he definitely solidified that somebody's going to reach. Somebody's going to reach. Hendo, who is your combine winner or winners from this weekend? It don't just have to be quarterback. It could be any of the positions. Somebody you feel like that made themselves some money this weekend.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, coach. I ain't really watch it because my team is just inept in drafting, and I didn't want to get my hopes up on prospects. So I just watched bits and pieces. But to me, the winner was going to be C.J. Stroud. I think everything that's going on with Bryce Young and the 5'10", 204 pounds. I think that may knock him down a little bit because some teams maybe be scared off, especially what happened with Kyler Murray. Even though the two aren't really relative, but I just think C.J. Stroud's accuracy to me. And I told B this before when they were talking about the #1 overall pick. I think C.J. Stroud is actually the better prospect. So,
I thought that before the combine.
Yeah, me too. But I think he just proved it to everybody else that he should be the #1 quarterback, unless the Panthers trade up to #1 and take Will.
You know they're not looking. You know that if they trade up, it's going to be Anthony Richardson.
Hey, so hold on, B. I subscribe to the Draft Network, and they have a Discord, and so that their mock that came out today, I got to see it last night. If you did not see it, the Draft Network's new mock, the post combine draft, they had AR-15 as the #1 draft pick.
Oh, they had him before. Before they had him going to the Colts. They had the Colts trained up #1.
That wouldn't even surprise me.
Yeah.
Yep. Chris, who was your draft winner or winners?
I'm gonna say somebody who didn't even run the 40, Jackson Smith and Jigba. He went crazy with the agility drills. He was by far the best one when it came to the short shuttle. Like, he just blew it out the water. And his on the field stuff was just, route running fine, at his best. And you could easily see, what you saw on tape, where the movement skills, the footwork. And to me, he's solidified himself as probably going to be the top wide receiver drafted, in my opinion. I think that's what he solidified. And 40 be damned. It's, you look at the Cooper Cupps, you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. This dude he's going to be a good player.
Yeah, I think with him, the only thing he's missing is long speed. Goal speed. Everything else, he got it. Go ahead, I mean to cut you off.
No, he good. Did you hear the story, Chris?
What story?
He was talking to his agent, and his agent was like, "Listen, you need to go out here and do well because either you go to the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson, or you make yourself a better choice. And he was like, the Ravens without Lamar. All right, I'm about to go show and prove something today.
He said, I better go do them blocking drills too.
All right.
So Chris, to your point, I think he was number one in the 5-10-5 and the L drill. I think he was topping both of them, and like it wasn't even close.
Yep, that's their footwork, and that's what you see on tape. Like you see him getting out of breaks, and you know the DBs having to take like 4 steps to recover, and it took him 2 to make that cut. And you know we see dudes do that, you know, cartoon where they try to stop and they do that. That's none of that is with him. None of that.
Chris, I want to ask you something. I didn't see Jalen Hyatt like do the drill. I saw his 40 run, but like, how did he look?
He looked all right. You know, he's high cut, so like all his movement stuff, like lateral skills, it looks a little awkward.
Look weird.
You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, because he's only 6 feet, but his limbs are long. Like he's got long legs, long arms. So it doesn't
his
look
torso short,
Mm-hmm.
but his arms and his legs long.
Cause I'm tell you something. I saw him run the 40, and people are like, I thought he was gonna run faster than like a 4.4 or whatever. He's faster than that. I saw him pull up a little bit towards the end. He looked the way he got out the blast. It looked like he about a 4.3 something, you know.
So on that, there was actually a rumor going around before that he might not run the 40 because he was having a hammy issue.
It looked like it. He pulled out right at the very end. Looked like he pulled up a little bit,
and then he had to cut his workout short because of that injury. So I mean, there was talk he might run 4.2. You know, so I think in the pro day, you know, hopefully that hammy is 100%, and I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, because he ain't look like no 4.4 runner. I can tell you that.
Nah, not at all.
Who was your draft winner or winners, Jose? Oh wait, hold on. Were you through, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean Anthony Richardson, obviously, because listen, doesn't matter how much film you look at on somebody. 40 times changed the hearts and minds of everybody.
Right.
Okay. And Anthony Richardson is just off the charts on everything. This is the same thing that happened with RG3.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As soon as he ran that 40, they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and move him up the board. You know, because you get somebody that's an athlete like that, and he didn't look bad throwing the ball.
His deep balls were beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yes, and coaches dig the long ball, right?
Right.
and you know, he has all the tools, and every coach is like, we can work with that, right? That we can groom him, right? Yep. We don't have to rush him in there. So yeah, he scored big. Also, I think Bijan Robinson had a good day,
and he didn't even look like he was running.
No,
to me,
yeah,
he was so smooth with it.
I saw those, not the cone drills, the ones with the moving with the
bag.
I
think it's like a directional. You got to go the opposite of the bag. It's like a cut.
He's got smooth cut. Yeah. Those are the two losers. I'm sorry. Yeah, those are winners.
Winners.
Yeah, I would say the winners for me were Tyjae Spears, the running back. I thought he had just an overall really really good day. And on the defensive side, I don't know how to say his name, but the defensive end from Northwestern was 275, 280, and ran a 4.49. Now I don't know how great of a player he is, but if we're talking about winning the combine, he moved himself up in the draft with that.
Nolan probably did too. Somebody just mentioned Nolan Smith.
Just call him Double A.
Yeah, A squared.
Yeah.
But for me, again, I think AR-15 was a winner. Nolan was a winner. Like you said, BAA. And you know, I didn't think about JSN, but it's tough for somebody not to run and go up and be thought of us as a higher prospect. Because you look at some of your better receivers, they ain't like Rice wasn't a blazer, but you couldn't cover him either.
4.7.
Couldn't cover. Antonio Brown wasn't a blazer, but you couldn't cover him either. And AB wasn't no 4.3 guy.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't a 4.3 guy, but Yeah, he wasn't a Blazer. I mean, yeah, but you couldn't cover. Now we'll go to.
But Coach, did we see our guy out there? Our secret. I don't even want to say his name. It's just
Charlie Jones.
Charlie
Jones.
How did he?
So what happened was so I did the raw video for Joy Porter Jr. And if you don't know, if you're a Patreon member, I send the link out and we kind of watch film together, especially if you catch it live. And what it was me, Jose, Brandon, it was somebody else in there that was in here earlier. I keep forgetting the name because me, Jose, Brandon.
Who was in that stream with us? Put it in the chat if you're in here still.
I'm trying to scroll up because they were in here earlier. Maybe it was the other stream. It was 4 of us.
Yeah.
Well, it was 5, including myself. It must have been. Oh, here it is, right here. Done. Where it is?
Yes.
Don Mingo. It was me, Jose, Don Mingo, Brandon, and Jared Green. And so this kid, Charlie Jones, he was basically going at Joy Porter Jr. And I was like, I threw his name out there like he's like a Wes Welker type dude, not knowing that he was good at first. Jose went and looked up his numbers and he had 103 catches,
110 catches, 1,300 yards, and 12 touchdowns
for Purdue. And then so like the very next day, the wide receivers was out there, and guess who name scrolled past the thing? Charlie Jones.
When I actually saw him, I was like, "You that Wes Welker comparison, you had no idea how accurate you were."
I don't know if you saw it yet, but he ran a dig, and Joey Porter was all over him. And when the quarterback let loose threw the ball, he burst past Jones and got in position to intercept it. Now, how Jones still caught that ball, I have no clue. But he basically stiffed on him with one hand, caught the ball with the other, and folded up so he couldn't strip it.
Wow.
So he couldn't get open, but he was catching everything. And then when they needed to move the ball, they threw it to him. And eventually they had to start putting Porter over there on him because he was starting to eat. Now, I don't know what the score was, but later on in the game, he was starting to go to work. And again, I had no idea who he was at first.
It's funny because I watched that game last night, and they threw the ball 59. Well, Purdue threw the ball 59 times, and it's like I needed to drink some water after watching that damn tape. 59 times.
But was Jones getting off or what? When
Porter
went on him?
He was, and he's a good athlete too. Like he's smooth. He's not just some slow white dude. He got some juice to him. I think he ran like a 4.46 or something like that.
I didn't see it. I know he was there. I didn't see his numbers though.
I think it was a 4.46 he ran, but he got some juice to him.
Right. And he put 110 catches in college is a lot, no matter what school you go to. That's impressive.
Even if it's SMU.
And he was their guy.
Yep.
I'm sure there was no other guy on the other side. He was their guy. So he
last Ravens wide receiver to have 110 catches.
Dunn say the man ran a 4.4.
He ran a 4.43.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Wes Welker. Edelman. What's the dude that was in Buffalo that would play the Dallas too?
Cole Beasley. Chris Hogan.
What up, Nitro? What up, Nitro? Now let's go over to the losers. Let's go to the losers. All right, so I got other losers, but I'm gonna just start with this cat right here, and he's an unfortunate loser. The O lineman that tore his ACL at the combine. Unfortunately, he's the Ojabo of this year so far. But the good thing about it is,
everybody's gonna draft him.
He probably has a month or two as far as a get back on the field than Ojabo, because Ojabo did it at his pro day.
Yeah,
he did it at the combine, so that gives him at least 6 weeks to the process ahead of Ojabo. So if you want to project that same type deal, Ojabo came back right around Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so you push that up maybe another 6 weeks, so that'll put him late October maybe. And that's even if he get on a team where he needs to play. He may get there and don't need to play and can take longer. He may just have a red shirt this year. He just have a red shirt. But you're losers, B. You're draft losers.
Well, I have a couple First is Keyshawn Butte, the wide receiver from LSU. Awful performance. You can't jump 29 inches. The other would be as you guys kind of alluded to earlier, Bryce Young, because he didn't participate. And look, all of the other quarterbacks looked pretty good. The other top quarterbacks,
not all
of the top quarterbacks. But I think that C.J. Stroud put on such a great performance in the passing drills. Like I said, he may have passed him on a lot of people's boards. And then obviously Anthony Richardson, coming in same size as Cam, more athletic than Cam, and then showing he had the ability to throw the ball, even though you saw that on tape, just not consistently, right? But I think that like Jose said, athleticism wins the hearts and minds, particularly the 40, and everybody thinks he's got the unlimited potential. So I think that Bryce Young may have lost himself some money by sitting out.
Yeah, and with AR, I think you're gonna get a certified superstar or a bust. It ain't gonna be no gray area.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna get a certified star, or you're gonna get Jamarcus Russell. You, Jose, you're losers.
Yeah, that wide receiver Butte, his numbers were so bad. I thought they were good. Right? Like they're put up the percentile. I was like, oh, he's top 10%.
not realizing you need to be in the top 90%.
Right.
I was like, oh, nah, that's bad. That's bad. So yeah, he's on my list. And the DBs, they all, I mean, except for the Illinois ones, I think ran slow. But
the Maryland guys was rolling.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. The Maryland ones. Yeah. Like everybody else ran like 4.6, 4.7. They're running my 40 time.
Dude, I take a 4.6, 4.7 right now. Right now, because mine probably 8.6 right now. Chris, draft losers.
Draft loser. I'm gonna say Clark Phillips. Even though I like him a lot, but if you're gonna be small, you got to be fast. And he ran 4.5, really small, 5'9", 184, short arms too. And for a dude who I really like his game, I think a team's gonna get a steal. He's gonna be like in that Tavon. I don't want to say Tavon Austin. Tavon Young, and that kind of mold, like scrappy dude who play a little bit outside, but you mostly want him in a nickel. So I think he was a loser. And then another one is Michael Mayer.
That's tomorrow on the channel since he brought it up. More Sit the Tally video on Michael Mayer.
There you go. He was listed as 6'6", 6'4", doing that tender lion. And it's just, he didn't run the fastest time. He didn't even come close to running a fast time. And in a tight end class like this might be one of the best tight end classes in a long time. So for him to do that, like to run that time and come in smaller than everybody thought he was and what he was listed at, it's not a good mix. And in a lot of mock drafts he was tight end 1, but I don't see that happening.
Right. I got him as tight end 1 now because I've only done one tight end. But that could change once I do
first and last. Huh? and I gotta say, I'm shocked that a Notre Dame player didn't live up to the hype.
Right. Crazy.
It's almost as bad as FSU over there.
Hey, no, you're up.
Well, Brodney took my picks with Butte, just terrible. So I guess I'm gonna go with McIntosh, the running back for Georgia. When you come into when you draft nowadays with running back being a devalued position, you got to get your stock up as much as you possibly can to make that money as a running back, because they're just not going to take you in the first second. You have to be very special to go in the first 2 rounds. And I think for him, he ran like a 4.62 or something like that, and his stock just dropped, even though he didn't look that slow during the games. Secondly, and to Rodney's point, Brandon Joseph, the safety from Notre Dame? In a weak safety class, you have a dude that, listen, you can kind of put your name at the top of the charts. You can follow in your homeboy's footsteps. But what you do, you go out there and you jump 30 inches and you run a 4.62 yourself as a safety, which once again proves you don't trust safeties out of Notre Dame.
He can cover K-Tron, right?
Well, you know what? He can come to Baltimore and be with Kyle Hamilton and cover tight ends 3 and 4 and shine.
The shade. But my other loser is Will Levis.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why. He made the statement. Y'all know he made the statement. Because I got a gun and I want to show it off, like his own.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got to the deep ball portion, he kind of lollygagged the first couple, trying to be smooth with it, and they were horrible. Then he tried to amp up on the last one, and it was all right. But then when because he went in that first group, it looked good. Had he been in the group with AR and Stroud, he would look like trash.
He did enough to impress Carolina.
No, but what'd you think about his hair, though? I heard a lot about his hair after he threw. They said it was perfect.
Yeah, he trying to get his marketing.
The waviest hair.
He working on his marketing.
Hey, I know we spoke about people who improved their stock, but what you just said made me think of Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett was throwing that damn ball, he was accurate. He was doing well, and he tested pretty damn athletic. I mean, for an insurance salesman, that dude can move.
He's gonna be great on fake punts.
For a guy that's the same age as Lamar. Yep. That's crazy. Yeah, he's a couple months younger than Lamar, which is nuts.
But how the Ravens love winners too, right?
He was
Lamar's out the building.
He was more athletic than I thought too.
Yeah.
Especially in the last game, the championship game, he kind of showed his athleticism, but I didn't think he could throw the ball like he did.
That's all I mean. When he comes to Baltimore and becomes the next Julian Edelman.
But he can't come to Baltimore because he got some off the field issues.
Nah. We got Monk and he gonna smooth that over.
Oh.
John Harbaugh's sister is gonna put in a good word.
Oh.
What issues does Stetson have?
Some happen. He got arrested not too long ago.
Yeah,
drunk driving.
You drunk?
That don't count. Like they're still in love with Baker, right? Like,
yeah.
That's true.
That's not anything.
So any more losers or winners we want to kind of throw in the mix? It's a bunch of names they threw out there in the chat box.
Ask me in about 12 hours, coach.
Oh, okay. You gonna go back and watch it? That's why you said it.
Nah, just in about 12 hours, we're gonna get some action on something.
I hope to wake up to some news, but let's go on. Let's move on. And that's a Hendo. That's why I mess with you. Because the segue is on point. The segues are on point, and you ain't even know this. You didn't even know it. Like, how do you T-Pain go? You ain't know it. Tomorrow is T-Day, not D-Day. T-Day, tag day. What's gonna happen? We're gonna start with you, Jose.
Tomorrow's P-Day. Pay me. All right. It's hard to say, man. Like I think me and B have gone back and forth on this. I think the Ravens aren't 100% in on him, right? And they don't want to commit that kind of money to him, but they're too scared to say it. And they've been trying to prep this fan base for it. They've been trying to, kind of put it on Lamar, like, he's not really a team player here. Like, we don't really, you don't want a guy like that, right? And nobody's falling for it, right? Like, they're getting all the pushback, and the thing that's really doing them in right now is the players really being really vocal about it. So it just guarantees that if they don't get the deal done and he goes somewhere else, you're gonna have to do a complete overhaul, and EDC can't survive that. John Harbaugh definitely can't survive that. So jobs are on the line.
Yep.
I would be if I'm EDC, man. I'm telling you, I'd be telling Bashadi, if we don't get this deal done, I'm quitting. Like, I'm not gonna be hanging around. You'll have to get Sashi Brown, whoever, to do the trade, but I'm not gonna have any parts of this. I'm stepping down.
Pull Ozzy back.
Yeah. I saw Ozzy out there today saying, "Hey, we gotta get it done, or we're gonna tag him." But it just needs to happen. And my thing is, they flew out to Miami to talk to him. If you're not close, don't waste your time.
Yep.
Right? Like, if it is close, what's the holdup? Make it happen.
But I did forget Suge's tip, so I want to go back to that because I want to leave him out. Suge said, "Good evening, fellas. How we doing tonight? Coach, what's up with not wrapping up in Madden? And he is referring to a clip I put in the Discord.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That I kind of want to break my controller. And basically, let me tell you what happened. ATN, they ran a little inside zone play, whatever. And I don't think I ran blitz, but I pinched everybody. So he shook off about 6 tackles and was like in the middle of a circle. And some kind of way he got out of it and then went and scored, which I really want to throw my controller, but they cost too much. And I ended up losing the game, and I was PO'd about that. He said, messing with you on that. Here's a question for everyone on screen. Who would have the fastest 40? And he said, shout out to all of you. I love watching you guys. Love watching the show. Much love. So Suge wants to know who would have the fastest 40. I personally take myself out of it because I know it's not me.
Oh, between us?
Oh, I thought talking about players.
Nah, he's talking about us.
I'm going Jose on that because I'm with Coach. I'm not running a 40.
I was gonna go with Chris. I think Chris still works out. Or Hendo.
I'm going with me.
I mean, listen. I mean, you get one or the other. I can run fast, but you know, I'll end up in a hospital. You know, like I still have. I'm at that age where like I can. You know, I can show the young kids a little something, but you know, you gotta rush me to the emergency room afterwards. So I mean, which one do you want? Do you want me intact, or do you want me laid out?
No, this 40 the Super Bowl, man. Like,
we got a faculty basketball game Thursday, and the kid's like, "Coach, you playing?" Nah. I was like, why not? Because you be talking cash like you can hoop. Because I can in a shooting game. I ain't never said run up and down that court.
Listen, I had to show my son one day that I could grab the rim. Right, I told him, I was like, yo, I used to be able to dunk it, and he got the you get the ball stuck in between the rim and the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
You try to get the ball, knock it down. I was like, no, I can get it. He's like, you can't jump that high. I said, watch this. Listen, I knocked that ball out. He was amazed. Everything hurt. I came down like I thought I broke my back. I was like, oh no. Get me out of here.
He was like, I teach you to dash an old man. I'm gonna go inside and get some water. you keep practicing.
So he went there to get the water, and the kid come in later. What's this smell? I was in been gayed up.
Had.
Hey, that's what age and that. So you know what, Jose? You know what you need? You need an athlete shirt.
Yes.
You know what the athlete shirt says? Athlete shirt says says it's for those who mentally still got it, but physically they're done.
It's over. It's over.
I'm wearing my athlete shirt next Monday. Next Monday.
I'm gonna get one.
We'll go with that. I don't even know where I'm at. We talking about tomorrow being tag day. B, go ahead with Lamar. What you think about it?
I mean, I think we all knew that this is what it was going to come down to. Like, they have shown since before this season started that they're not willing to pay Lamar what he's worth. So the only question now is it going to be the exclusive franchise tag where they want to get as much as they can for Lamar, or is it going to be the non-exclusive where they're taking the coward's way out and trying to put it all on Lamar and act like they're just passive participants in Lamar leaving Baltimore? That's kind of the only suspense for me. I can't imagine them actually putting the non-exclusive tag on him and losing him for 2 first-round picks to anybody in the league.
Right.
But, you know, Baltimore is full of surprises. So.
I mean, there are people out there saying that the non-exclusive tag is coming.
Yeah. You called them liars, so we'll have to see.
What's the info, Coach?
I was just trying to get facts. I was just trying to get facts because the facts weren't presented, and so I asked for facts. No facts were presented, so it's a lie, right? So if somebody tell you the sky purple, and you go outside and look and it's blue, that means they're a lie, right?
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
Maybe it's going to be purple tomorrow. I don't know.
Facts.
Maybe it's violet.
Hey, Coach, you know what, Coach? Maybe you colorblind. How about that?
You know what? Somebody in his household did tell me I was colorblind.
Wow.
That's just code for old, though.
With them encyclopedias.
Right.
Oh man.
That was our Google, man. That was our Google.
It was.
Mama said, "Look it up." You went to the cycle. I mean, look. So I know we getting all off topic, but it is what it is. So I showed that picture to my first period class this morning, and I said, "Y'all know what this is?" And so it's about 22, 23 of them in there. they went to their phone to the app where we can talk to them on, and they was looking around like, nah, I don't know what this is. So I was like, yeah, I really don't know what this is. And so I let it sit for about 2-3 minutes. So one little girl raised her hand. She was like, are those encyclopedias? I'm like, that's exactly what those are. And so the kid's like, what you do with them? I say, you ever ask your mama or dad or something, they tell you look it up, and you go to Google and Google it. They're like, yeah. I said, well, that's what we had to Google right there. We had to go in a book and find it.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, I couldn't do that.
And they're like, how? Where do you look?
That was like
a search bar.
That's like you at a family member's house and there's literally nothing to do, so you just grab an encyclopedia, just start looking at it.
Right. One dude on my timeline said his dad used to make them read 10 pages. Him and his siblings used to make them read 10 pages a night. Okay, you got a lot of random knowledge for nothing. But he did say he can go to Cheers and sit at the bar with was it Norm maybe? Who was it? You be the end of the bar spitting all them facts.
Mailman.
Norm. It was Norman. Cliff was the mailman.
Cliff. But Hendo, back on strip. Lamar.
I'm sorry.
The hell we get to talk about Cheers.
Dang. This seemed like somebody else's show. So everything has all been set up for this moment. I just believe just everything that's going on. Hey, we can't get in contact with Lamar. Hey, I talked to Lamar last week. We speak all day and every day. He talked to my kids and all this other stuff. Like, they flew down to Miami for what? Just to show that they're trying. They knew a deal wasn't going to get done because I'm sure he said he spoke to him the other day and nothing was accomplished. So it's just, listen, Ravens flock, we're doing everything that we can. Listen, don't blame us when this goes down, because my thing is, if you were actually going to use the exclusive rights free agent tag on him, it would have been done. So all of this pondering and wait until the exact last day, it's to say I exhausted all the possibilities. We feel like the non-exclusive tag is the best way to get things done. And then Lamar can make the choice himself, and they absolve themselves from any of the responsibility. Because like somebody said, they are cowards. They are cowards. They don't have the balls to say, look, we don't believe in him as a quarterback. We don't think he deserves all that money. We're going to let him go. So instead of saying, you know what, exclusive rights, we dictate what we get for him in the trade. We cool with the 2 first rounders.
I wouldn't be a sexual predator, but that's not any of my business.
You wouldn't be cool.
You can have the number 9 and probably 28 or later next year from Carolina.
Coach, you wouldn't be cool with having a franchise quarterback and in the second round taking an injured linebacker over a stud wide receiver that likes to block in the run game. They're full of surprises.
But that just shows that he's a little too aggressive, right?
Too soon.
A little too aggressive for John.
A blocking wide receiver. That's the thing that upsets me the most. You want a wide receiver that can block. He likes to block.
He blocked so well. He blocked a Georgia Tech receiver into the duck. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. You want receivers who can block, not receivers who like to block. Because receivers who like to block are too aggressive for John Harbaugh.
Yeah. Oh, them alphas. He can't stand them alphas.
He want Miles Boykins.
I don't know why there's like you come into our stream every week in the chat talking about no James Prochet slander, but you out here taking shots at Miles Boykin, and Miles ain't never done nothing except
you're right. Stop right there. Period.
Quadruple James Prochet's career numbers, right?
Miles ain't never done nothing. Period.
Hey, coach.
How many times James been in the end zone?
Period.
None. And coach, I ain't gonna lie.
He was in the end zone when he dropped that ball to end the season.
It wasn't thrown to him, no, coach. But listen, Miles Boykin, he takes all this slander, but I watched personally 7 games where Miles Boykin was wide open and Lamar looked right at him and was like, not today. Not today.
Facts on that.
So Miles we can't
get open a lot, but when he did get open, Lamar looked at him like, all right, cuz.
Right. Oh, Mike, no, not the XFL fan.
Oh, you know what? You know who balled in the XFL? Josh Gordon.
Oh,
I would hope so.
He murking them kids over there.
You probably should be. You know who I was very disappointed in? Martavis Bryant, because he was invisible in the game I watched.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy. Chris,
do we have to talk?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say, do we have to talk about the XFL again on the overtime show? The guy that was selling plays. Oh, you didn't hear about that?
I did.
No, I did not.
They got rid of it, but
Yeah.
we can say that conversation for another time. Chris, you get a chance to talk about Lamar tomorrow.
Oh,
I think I started with Jose, so
not
Chris.
Chris.
Oh, me? No, I didn't go yet. I don't know, man. Like I'm not good when it comes to this stuff, like predicting what's going to happen and this and that. Like I'm just flat out like I don't know. Like I don't know what's going to happen. Go to sleep and hope for the best. And if another team picks up Lamar and the Ravens get two first round picks, that's going to be embarrassing. That's not nearly enough. After that, the guy who loves getting massages, quote unquote, was able to get such a haul and a guaranteed contract, and it would be embarrassing. So hopefully they get a deal done. But it's I don't know. It's looking very bleak at this moment.
Now I still think, and I believe this, to my soul, that nobody knows the offers but Lamar and DeCosta. I think all these leaks and reporters and whatnot, I think it's all guessing.
It's conjecture and speculation.
Because, and one thing about DeCosta, he can hold water because nobody knew about that Hollywood stuff.
Mm-hmm. True.
So to me, he proved that he can, if he say he gonna do something, he gonna do it. And so even with all the slander that he probably gonna get if we don't sign him, I don't think it's on him. I think it's on the guy that writes the check.
Of course,
because he can't. Like, I think in his mind, he would give Lamar whatever he wanted, but he don't sign a check. He's negotiating for Bashotti. He can't negotiate for himself because every offer or deal or whatever comes back, he got to go to Bashotti and say, "Hey, this is XYZ. You willing to pay that?" Bashotti, no. So then he got to go back and work some. So really, he's the middleman. The negotiation should be between Lamar and Bashotti.
Yep.
Yeah, Jose has said multiple times that EDC should just quit, and I think either he should quit or he should sign Lamar to whatever Lamar's asking for, and then dare Bashotti to fire him.
Yeah,
but
bold.
Because look, if he has to trade Lamar, like there's no scenario where the Ravens are going to be good next year. That's right. And he's going to end up getting fired anyway, right? So I get fired because you didn't let me sign this guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going for that. I'll quit before that happens.
Yep. And I think if he does quit, he saves his name and picks up another job ASAP. Maybe have to sit out a year because a lot of jobs are filled. But I think he picks up another because the dude works.
Yeah,
he works. And all his picks ain't paying out and whatnot. But again, I don't think all them picks is his. Like I don't think he picked the fullback from Michigan.
Yeah,
that's not the one we're concerned about, though.
Which one we concerned about?
I'm concerned about Owe. Some of the guys who were picked a little higher than.
The thing is, the Harbaugh's kids go to Penn State.
Hamilton.
So
somebody told me he's a blue chipper. So I don't know.
Hamilton. Well, I mean, he finished the year decent. He started off like trash.
It's not even about the player; it's about the pick.
The pick. I know how you feel about it. I just hope we wake up to some good news. I hope.
Well, listen, OTR might
that hope right now because you're not going to.
Wow. I have some good news. OTR Mike put a question in the chat asking what team was Derrick Henry going to be traded to, and the answer is BMO's the wire if we can get a deal done tonight.
I saw a post about that. Talking about who would be able to stop the Bills' offense. with Derrick Henry on it, and I was like, when did Derrick Henry become available? When did that happen? Like I don't remember.
They're shopping him
about it.
Really? I have. They're shopping him.
Yeah.
Oh. They're shopping him.
I mean,
because it looks like they really just trying to go rebuild.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. I don't know how Vrabel feels about it because but it looks like they're trying to go rebuild and trying to get their cap right and do the thing. Hey, we got 200. Appreciate y'all. We had 200. Hit the like button while y'all in there.
Indeed.
Yeah, one session says Titan wants to rebuild. But I don't know who is in the running back market.
One session. Okay.
Nah, son. Nah, son.
All right. Need that response.
Oh, he just got in the non-gentleman's league.
Yes.
Right.
He got in the non. Let me as soon as I can finagle some stuff over.
He about to learn.
I ain't got much to finagle with. I just got to draft good.
He about to learn real quick. We don't play over there.
It's a cutthroat league.
It is hounds in my league, though, Chris. You ain't got to worry about this. We don't
Henry, you were the first one to send him an offer.
Once again, that's why I said in his league. But
Devin Duke said, "What players from Georgia do you see the Ravens drafting?"
The tight end.
So I haven't
That's
watched
who
it.
the loser from the combine was, Jalen Carter.
So like, is he projected to be a first rounder? I don't know much about him.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter was projected to be top 5. Now there's
Top 5, yeah.
Now there's talks about him dropping out of the top 10.
And I think he's the best player in the draft.
Okay.
The best non-quarterback. The best non-quarterback. Put it like that.
Listen, no, not first round. Listen, they're going to trade Patrick Queen for a second-round pick.
No,
that second-round pick, they're going to take a tight end from Georgia.
No,
it don't have to be Walker. It's going to be a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
They took Charlie Kolar, injured from college, in the 4th round, and then took a punter.
Man, it is a academic Heisman. I don't know why you keep putting him down. But who is going to give you a second-round pick for Patrick Queen?
Nobody with all them linebackers is out there.
Somebody from the XFL.
Yeah.
You're not getting a reaction from
it. All right. Throwing Chuck Clark because we have a generational
less value than Jalen Rager.
We couldn't give him away last year.
Appreciate you, Terrence. Appreciate you, Terrence. You're not gonna get me. I want one more year out of Queen. And if we just end up with a compensatory pick,
yeah,
I'm fine with it. But I want to see him enroll for a whole 17 games and see what they do.
Me too.
They're gonna win 6 of them because Tyler Huntley gonna be your quarterback.
you mean you want to see what Roquan Smith can do?
If we don't sign Lamar, Derek Carr is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo about to be
it's
gone.
Only Jimmy G about to be gone as well. Who's gonna be the quarterback? Like there's nobody else out there. I mean, you're looking at the draft.
B just told you who's gonna be the quarterback.
Yeah.
Snoop.
Baker Mayfield.
Phillip Rivers is available too.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Tom Brady. They said Tom Brady may not be done, guys.
Yeah, I'd rather them just call around the Cunningham back.
they need to institute some age limits because goddamn, man, go home, stay there.
Bring back Tyrod.
Hey, you know what? Phillip Rivers probably got tired of them 37 kids he got.
I just don't want Frank Reich calling him up again.
No, that's right, Engraven. Joe Flacco is a free agent.
Joe Flacco is a free agent. Sure is. What up,
Engraven? Come on home, baby. Come on,
I'd like to see that. If you don't bring back Lamar, I mean, not to play, but just to bring him back.
Appreciate you, Clock. Clock just donated $2. I don't see a message though. I don't think he had a message. Appreciate it.
He said he would come in last place during that race.
He said, I saw what he said. I ain't gonna repeat it, but I saw what he said. That's exactly what he said. I ain't gonna put it up there. All right, and last but not least, let's talk about my disdain for this. Right? No, this guy. Chris Rock. So if you don't know, he had a special Netflix live, their first live event, which was a big buzz about it. They had a pregame show with some comedians that were, I'm not gonna say what they were doing for Chris, but there's some slander and some memes that I can send you to explain, but they're not for TV.
Right.
And the post show, which was some of the same, but honestly, in my opinion, the pre and post game, I keep saying game, post show were funnier than the actual show. So let me pull him off the screen right quick and get, those that saw it or have an opinion about it to talk about it quickly. B, did you see it or you
did not watch?
Okay. Jose?
I didn't. I only saw the clip where he was talking about Will and Jada, and that's been floating around. I haven't got a chance to watch the whole show. Now I'll say this though. Look, I mean, we're older now. You know, we remember younger Chris Rock, you know, bigger and blacker, bring the pain, things like that.
Mhm.
This generation ain't really this generation, they rocking with him like that. They don't think he's funny, and you know, I think he's funny. You know, I didn't watch this stand up. It may have been good, may not have been good, but you know, if you don't like Chris Rock, you don't like Chris Rock. I get it.
Mhm.
But listen, like everybody tuned in for that Will Smith joke.
Mhm.
All right.
Which were leaked.
Yeah, and you know, it was fine. It wasn't his best work, you know, or anything like that. But he had a right to get it off his chest. You know, a lot of people are kind of, you know, going at him for talking about it, but you know, that's his right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think he did. It's hard to be in his situation and react, you know, but I think he did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's not the time or place to
The right thing at the Oscars.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm saying that knowing that I told you that last part. It wasn't the slap, because the slap came out of nowhere. That wasn't he knew it was going to happen. Like he kind of
and Will was gone before he even had a chance to react.
Yeah,
he slapped him and turned right back around and walked off.
It was when he got back to his seat and started cursing at him. That's when I would have came out my tux. Right, you're gonna have to go to commercial break. But
thanks.
Wait, Jose. This man open hand slapped you.
Look,
and
you guys
would have waited. You would have waited until he got to his seat and then yelled something back up there.
As you know, I've said before, open hand slap is a challenge to a death match. Okay?
That's why
you cannot open hand slap another grown man. But you didn't see it coming. It wasn't one of those things where like it looked like he was joking.
Bro, I thought it was fake.
Everybody thought it was fake. I think Chris thought it was fake. Right? Like I don't
he got
think
hit.
Even the hit, you know, it might have been one of those things like, oh, well, maybe this is supposed to be like a stunt. I didn't know. I got hit unintentionally. I don't think he was quite sure, right? Because even when Will walked away, he was still smiling. Chris was laughing, right? I think he wasn't quite sure, like, did he mean that, or that's just supposed to be like an act? You know, things happen. But when he yelled at him afterwards, that's when he realized it was real. But you know, I can't say he should have done something. You know, we're grown-ups, but
Coach, I know what you're alluding to, and Jose's right. I mean, even in my rage, listen, it was a black host, a black producer. It was a time when they did all black. So that was the one time in a person's life, even if they just always fly off the handle, that you keep your cool, because it's like, like Chris said, his parents taught him, you don't fight in front of other folks.
You should have sued the hell out of the academy.
What?
Yeah, I'm not, but I mean, you could have called him afterwards, because I'm sure it was a post.
Yes, I definitely would have seen you at the after party for sure.
Facts.
I'm calling all 12 of my brothers, and we will see you at the after party.
All right.
One session, I just want to say real quick, I'm disgusted by that counteroffer.
Be making fantasy football transactions during the show.
During the show.
He's trying to get a jump on everybody. He's trying to get a jump on everybody.
And I just picked it up and I saw it and just disgusting.
Chris?
It's not how we do business over here.
I didn't see it either, but you know, I mean, hey, you know, he took that situation and made some money off of it.
Yeah.
You know, so props to him for doing that. I mean, you know, personally, I would have whooped his ass, but I mean, making some money is, you know, that's a pretty good, you know, consolation prize, if you ask me. So props to him. And you know, if you don't like what he says or you don't like his comedy, that's fine. Like, then it's not for you. You know, like Ice Spice. Like, you know, I see everybody, you know, a lot of old heads talking about her music, and it's like, this is not for you.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for little girls, you know, girls in high school and stuff like that. And if Chris Rock's comedy is not for you, then it's not for you. But he has the right to say what he wants to say.
My deal with Chris Rock is not necessarily his comedy, because he has had some funny stuff in the past. It's the fact that he allows others to say things that they shouldn't be saying. Exactly. I'm gonna just leave it at that. That they shouldn't be saying. And it's like he's so anti us that he steps out of, he goes the extra mile to downgrade others. Now I know comedy is about making fun of people, and I get it. I get that. But spread the wealth.
Yeah.
Spread the jokes. Throw some jokes to the left. Throw some jokes to the right. Throw some jokes in the front. Throw some in the back. Don't throw all your jokes down to the bottom and step on them. But it's a clip out there, and I ain't gonna go get it, of him just sitting around with 4 different guys, and some things were said that shouldn't be said, and 3 of the guys are laughing. But if you look at the expression on Seinfeld's face, he's like, "We shouldn't be saying, or like I shouldn't be here. I don't want to be a part of the way this is going." He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. It just the look on his face was like he was shocked, like that the stuff was actually being said and laughed about. Like he wanted to get up and be in he wanted to be in the Southwest commercial. Want to get away.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yes,
he said Kramer almost got me canceled. Like, now you guys trying to
right.
Now you guys trying to do it for real.
So I watched it and I tried to be open about it, but he did have 1 or 2 things in that was funny, but for the most part, I wish somebody else would slap smoke from him, honestly. So it is what it is, but it ain't because it's comedy, it's because he allows that to go on.
Yeah, and I feel you on that, Coach. I feel you on that.
Yeah. It's clear, people.
But that's not why Will did it, which is why I don't respect Will. For what he did.
I'm not saying Will's right.
Yeah,
that probably should have been handled backstage, or like y'all said at an event or something.
Laugh at the joke and let it go.
But he did laugh at the joke. But then
until his wife.
But he didn't do the second part.
Until you got that look.
The thing is, the real villain, and me and Hendo talked about. I think me and Hendo talked about this. The real villain is her.
Yes.
And that's probably why he went so hard at her, because he talked about Will, but he went at Jada in Baltimore. He went like at her neck.
And you see the people in Baltimore was like this. We don't care about her either.
Now, with all that being said, I cannot wait for Bad Boys 4.
I'm definitely gonna be there to watch it. I know she was slandering earlier, but I'm definitely going to see it.
Me too.
2. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my order: 2, 1, and 3. As far as which ones were better. 2 to me, 2 the best. 1 second.
Okay,
I agree with you, Coach.
I like that.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this thing on up.
That's my opinion. You don't want to know how I feel about it? God damn.
No. The reason I didn't is because we were kind of going back and forth. So, my bad. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pull the Dave Chappelle portion. I'm victim shaming. I'm doing the Dave Chappelle victim shaming because listen, I can't do that. Maybe it's just me and where I come from, because I'm not even gonna lie to you. If my mother would have got on stage and walked up to me to her like that, I'd have squared up. Like, why are you on stage? Like, I'm not gonna just let anybody listen. And that's always been my thing. I have a circle of space that I don't let anybody in my space. If I'm in the supermarket, I don't care. And this may sound harsh. I don't care if you're a 60-year-old woman. If I got my shopping cart, if I got my little grocery cart in, I swing it around me just in case somebody's too close to me. And if it hits you, it hits you. I'll be damned. You shouldn't have been that close to me in the first place. This is a big thing for me. I don't like people in my space. I don't.
I'm trying to find that comment my wife put.
I'm just saying,
you really a grumpy ass old man.
I mean, you can probably say that, but I just feel like space is value. Like, yo, why you up on me? You looking at my phone, you breathing out my neck, like. But when when Chris Rock saw Will Smith walking toward him, he should have knew something was up.
But they're in the entertainment industry. You're walking up on stage during a live show, the Oscars. Like that's not the first time somebody's come up on stage in the Academy Awards. You don't think he's coming up there to slap you?
And he was laughing. Like this thing, he was laughing at the joke, and he was smiling when he got on stage. Like you're not thinking.
You think he's gonna come up there and make a joke about you? You're gonna improv back and forth a little bit, and then he's gonna sit down.
Not me. I don't think that.
You don't think that now?
I'm always in danger mode. I'm always in mode.
Chris Rock has been in. I have experienced no danger since like the early '90s mode.
Right. He's been a millionaire longer than he hasn't been at this point.
Right, but
ain't no danger for Chris Rock.
Always be on guard. That's my point. Be prepared for anything. But
Listen,
I
listen,
think
let me get $400K in my bank account. I'm going to live like a snob.
So with that being said, we need to look out. So if you're ever in the same spot with Ja Morant and Will Smith, be careful.
Sounds like you over in the same spot with Hendo. You need to be careful.
Keep your head on the swivel for Jada.
Yeah, facts. I don't know.
If you're in a grocery store with Hendo and he's on the rice aisle, you go get some chips.
Hey,
And just walk down the aisle and peek and see if he's done before you go down that aisle, because you might have a basket thrown at your head.
nah, I don't go that far with the coach. It's just,
Just you know what?
It's about respect.
Off topic. How many of y'all got slapped for hitting your mama on the back of the heel with the basket? So your mama walking in front of you grocery shopping and you pushing the basket, not paying attention. Yeah.
Coach, I got slapped for breathing.
Oh yeah, we got smacked upside our head. Like, you know what?
Anything.
I don't think anybody's ever actually open hand slapped me before. Like, girls have tried to punch me, but not slap me. You know,
I got slapped before. My aunt slapped me. When I was 10, she smoked cigarettes. So she was like, "You want to try one?" I said, "Yeah, let me try one." So I go, put it in, light it. I take one little half a pull, and the next thing I knew, pop, slapped me. And she was like, "Let that be the last time you ever do that." And I haven't smoked a cigarette ever since.
So the same person that offered you the cigarette slapped you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we call entrapment.
That's psychological warfare right there.
Hey,
that's how you keep kids in check.
It worked. It worked. I haven't picked one up since.
Effective.
Little do you know that you were never going to smoke anyway, and you just got slapped for nothing.
I wasn't even thinking about one. You asked me.
Look at the screen. Mikey.
Making it rain.
Appreciate you, Mikey.
Hey,
Appreciate you, Mikey. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. And with that being said, OTR Mike just tipped us $20. And if you don't follow Mikey, please go do so. B, I want you to do the honors of giving Mike's pitch, please.
I have it.
Got
the show where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter what it is, who it is, or where it is. All right. Go over there and hit the subscribe button. And if you listen to audio, because he has the voice for podcasting.
Right. He's the Barry White of the Roundup.
There you go. Leave a 5-star review.
The description to his channel, the link to his channel is in the description. And also, if you just need to see pictures, because some of us are visual, that's the picture you should look for, because there are some OTR fakes out there.
Facts.
But Mike is the OTR original with him and his crew. And once he's back on the show, he'll kind of tell you more about those guys. But Mike is out negotiating $65,000 deals, and so that's why he couldn't be here today.
There you go.
And I just lied, so I don't know what Mike's out there doing. I know he ain't worked.
Lamar Jackson?
Coach P. Brownie wants to know how to tip.
How you tip? So, that's a great question.
Excellent
question,
Brownie.
Appreciate it. So there's a pinned comment. If you click that pinned comment, it'll take you to my Stream Elements page, and then you just put in a little information, and you can put a message with it, and I'll see it on my other screen, and I'll read it to you. That's as simple as that. And probably the first time you do it, it may take you 2 minutes, but from weeks on, it'll take you 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what. And matter of fact, it just popped up on Streamlabs. See how that worked? It just popped up in the chat box. You can click that one right there where it says streamlabs.com/NHDog95 tip.
There you go.
Hey, look at the timing. Thank you, Lord. Look at the timing. So let's do our outros, and since we got mics out the way, let me get everybody's up here and get in stride. So we'll start with you, Hendo.
Oh, okay. You can find me Monday through Friday just on Twitter, trolling Raven C all day long. No, just kidding. You can find me on YouTube on Ravens Online on Gatekeeper. You can find me every Saturday night doing Hanging with Hendo, where we make videos where the audience actually picks the topics. It's for the people, of the people, by the people. On Sundays, we do a live stream on the Ravens on Monday nights. You can find me here. On Tuesday, you can find me with host Suge Knight and Brodney on Steel Conspiracy, hanging out with them, talking some Ravens Steelers talk. Then on Friday evenings at 6 p.m., you can find me with my man, Mr. Galloway, doing Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, talking all things hip-hop. This week, we are on the top 30 greatest rappers of all time, and we are doing numbers 20 to 11.
The disrespect in that first video. Oh my
Hey, so here, no, do me a favor. No, never mind. No. Go watch the video. Never mind.
Watch the video because I'm editing the second part.
Go watch the video.
After we do this, y'all don't want to see it. So yes. Also, you can. I know who was it? Dre Mason, I believe, was saying something about how do you sign up. If you want to sign up for the fantasy football leagues, you can go to my Patreon at patreon.com/ROUG. And once you get in there, Moulin Rouge. If you listen to first Moulin Rouge. So you can get into our Pick'em League, and in the Pick'em League, the Pick'em champ gets this ring right here. But the next year's version is a lot better than this one.
And that's the one I'm gonna have next year.
I already looked it up, the Pick'em's version. You know, I'm waiting for my Pick'em's version. Pick'em's plaque.
All that's coming to Florida next year.
LBHT.
I want the belt, the ring. I want everything next year.
Facts. Also, if you sign up for the Dynasty League, you can get the championship belt.
My belt.
Where you can put whatever picture you want on the front of it, and you also get your logo if you have a logo on the side.
I think it's only fair that we share that belt, and half of on one side is my logo, and the other side is your logo. Since you know.
Okay, that's fair.
Since you ain't really announced there was going to be a belt until
I did,
and then went and bought yourself a belt and put your picture on it.
Also, every third Sunday of the month, we have the Haters Ball hosted by Brodney. All of his frustrations because he didn't win anything. Appreciate you, and appreciate y'all for showing up every week, supporting us. Listen, I love it. And don't forget to go subscribe to everybody. Help me get to 1,500 subscribers. I think I only got like one person last week. That was really disappointing.
Hey, hit it. Go. Click the link is in the description. Go over there, subscribe. Get the numbers up.
For everybody.
If you're not a subscriber, go do it. You don't miss out. I'm telling you, you get a good show almost every day of the week out of somebody in our circle.
Facts.
Somebody in our circle.
Speaking of Chris, Coach, I need y'all to come on hang with Hendo.
No, I will.
A 3-hour show, that is.
No. That was that one time.
No, the X button works all the time.
Facts. Madden 410, appreciate you.
Spawn just tipped $5. He says Queen is a queen for a strength and conditioning coach. That's cold-blooded, man. That is cold-blooded. God,
bro, I ain't even gonna hold you. I trade Queen for a pack of vegan hot dogs.
But what wouldn't you trade for a pack of vegan hot dogs, Hendo?
I keep Roquan.
You got to keep him now. You gave him 50 million vegan hot dogs.
Yeah, that is. Oh no, because the vegan hot dog is expensive shit. Like, we only got like 12 packs for that 100 million.
Wow,
it is expensive.
Hey, Jordan Yates tipped $2. Also, he says appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Jordan. Appreciate you for coming through, and I appreciate everybody for reading and doing the proper things to help us out to get that. So next up, Chris.
You can find me on Twitter at Chris Just Joking. You can also find me on the Deep Cover Pod with Michael Crawford and Kerry Stevenson. You could also check out the YouTube channel, Deep Cover Podcast, where I did the video last week of the 2023 wide receiver class. So check that out.
I'm telling you, follow Chris on Twitter.
Guaranteed
some kind of laugh. And I don't think he even trying to be funny at this. It just come out and it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, trying, man. Gotta lighten up the mood.
Yeah,
it's some dark times.
Hey, we might need a lot of jokes tomorrow. Need a lot of jokes tomorrow. And last but not least, LBHT.
Yes, we are the Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live stream every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Overtime Show, which you can find on patreon.com/LBHT show. And you can follow us everywhere, all the social medias at LBHT show. And we do a boxing podcast with our brother OTR Mike, Ring Kings podcast, for all things boxing. Go over there and check it out. Also for Lunch Break Hot Take, we don't just do football. We don't just do Ravens. We do Panthers. He's a Panthers fan. We also do UFC. We were up till 2:30 or so a.m. for that John Jones fight. We did a live stream. Check that out. And we'll be back in a couple weeks for Usman and then the Adesanya fight. So you'll be seeing some late live streams from us on the Lunch Break Hot Take channel. And we'll be doing some more NBA stuff coming up here soon.
You gotta talk about this one.
Yes, Ring Kings. Yeah,
we'll be streaming next week on Ring Kings for the Tim Tszyu and Tony Harrison fight. Also, coming up, we got Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. Canelo's fighting in early May. We got Tank versus Ryan Garcia. Got Anthony Joshua fighting. There's a lot of events coming up. A lot of great fights coming up. They just signed Stephen Fulton with versus Naoya Inoue, the monster. So that's going to be a great event. So yeah, we'll be streaming nonstop over the next couple months.
Mikey wanted to add, he said, Coach, that tip would have been more, but my good friend Jose talked me out of winning a lot of money. So we did a live stream. Mikey was supposed to be on the live stream. He was up. He wasn't sleeping. He was up. But he was going to bet against Valentina, and I talked him out of it. I said, you don't bet against Valentina. She doesn't lose. And she got choked out. And so he protested the live stream. He said, I'm not coming on the show. Okay.
It be your own people.
Appreciate you, Mike. P. Brownie, that's fine. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out.
It's a slow transition.
Yeah, it's a transition. Any change, has some kinks to figure out. But I appreciate the 5, and I thank you again. Somebody else, Brandon, he tipped and he says, who's getting the YouTuber belt? So what he's referencing is the fact that most likely Thursday, me, Nitro, and Raven C, we're gonna jump on card together and see how that goes.
Okay. We didn't get an invite to that.
That's because Twitter's open for the public.
You don't want to see me play that game.
Hendo said he didn't get an invite. This just happened on Twitter. I jumped in somebody else's comments. But you're more than welcome. Watch you turn me down. You're more than welcome because you can get forward.
Stardew Valley's more his speed.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh no, ask Suge. Where's Suge in the comments? I would play Suge will tell you.
Yeah, that one time that you play. Okay. Stardew Valley, Coach, is a farming sim that Hendo can't put down.
Now listen,
none of us can.
Now listen,
that's the dude right there, though. That's probably gonna be our 4th, honestly.
Damn,
Reg
you didn't get a chance to make your case.
Reg is the guy.
Shout out to Big Reg.
Reg runs circles around me daily. Reg should be tired of me on his back from being carried every time we play together. Reg jump out there with 15, 20, 25 kills. I'm sitting around with my 3. Get him, Reg.
Is the belt on the line or something?
Hey, no. This just we just playing just to play because I just like playing cards. I ain't the greatest, but I think the game is the greatest.
And that's the thing. You just play to play. We be trying to get Brodney in there.
I bought the game, and then y'all were nowhere to be found. So I want to hear that.
You gonna play it on B?
Sure? You sure? Because we got I got the notes when you said no, not today. I'm not playing with y'all.
Is that cross play? You can play it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can play on PC, Xbox, or PS5 or PS4.
If B only had a PlayStation 5 though.
Well, you can have a PS4.
No, he's laughing at me because I bought a PlayStation 5 on day one. Okay, and I had it, and then my nephew. My nephew is in his early 20s, right? And he's got a lot of time. And he plays a lot. He plays Call of Duty. He plays all these games. And he's like, "Oh, can I borrow the PS5?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can get it, and just bring it back when God of War comes out, which was in early November." So early November rolls around, and he takes my PS5 to Jose's house, and it's been sitting at Jose's house since early November.
Listen,
Jose got a PS5.
He does not.
I love God of War, and I told him when that game came out to bring it over.
Jose's son straight up told me, he was like, "Oh, so you got a Switch, and you got a PC, and you got a PS5. We should really bring that back. We've had it for a long time." That boy is 7 years old. He know that they've overstepped.
I love God of War.
Is Jose a habitual line stepper?
Habitual.
I didn't take it. It was brought to me and just sitting here. You can come get it anytime.
Yep, that's what it is. Hey, and as far as me, you can find me here on Sip the Tally Films. You can also find me on More Sip the Tally, which is where that channel is for the streets. We for the streets over there. All 31 teams can come and get a piece of More Sip the Tally. That's where a lot of the draft videos at too, like the one tomorrow that's dropping. Michael, how you say his last name? Mayer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna clue y'all in. I'll give you a little preview of that video. There's a TikTok where this little boy was Michael Myers for Halloween. And he went and grabbed some kind of wig, and they said, "You're not Michael Myers. You're Mickey L. Myers." So every time I had to say that man's name during that video, that's all I thought about. That is so funny to me, especially when he went and found another little girl, and he was like, "Mikey, you got a girlfriend?" So she did about 3 videos, and they have me in tears every year. But again, draft videos coming up. I dropped Joy Porter today on Sip the Tally. Tomorrow is Michael Mayer on More Sip the Tally.
Norma Jeans.
Wednesday is where my paper at?
More Sip the Tally for the block.
I don't even know my paper at. But I got one Wednesday, and then Thursday is Boutique. Because everybody was clamoring for Boutique. Oh, the Wednesday is the edge guy from Notre Dame. I forget his name. The other edge guy.
Foskey.
Yes, Foskey. That's exactly who it is. It's Foskey. Wednesday is Foskey, and Thursday is Boutique. And if anything jump off with this Lamar thing, you probably get a short or a live stream or something up in there. Something.
Well, Coach, something has to jump off with Lamar.
I mean,
one way or another.
You're right. So I'm gonna just be in the chat for Jose and them. Let them talk. We'll talk about it on the show. That's how we do that.
Somebody gotta do something tomorrow, though.
900 million people gonna do something tomorrow.
Yeah,
and it's gotta necessarily be good, but
it's gotta be one of us.
That's you, Hendo.
Most definitely.
I gotta go. I'll be at work.
Nitro in the chat. He gonna do something.
Oh yeah, Nitro be grinding.
Yeah,
Nitro doing something every day, all day. Nitro be grinding.
That's work ethic right there.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely, see something from Nitro. You know who need to do something? Reg.
Yes. Big Reg.
Follow Big Reg. Living Big with Big Reg. Big Reg started the channel last week. He snuck I know he has a second video out. I don't know if he got anything else coming up soon, but follow Big Reg. Let's get Big Reg up there.
Big Reg is gonna be your new logo right here.
Right. Click his name and go to his channel. Living Big with Big Reg. Go follow my dudes. Good dude. Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Coach,
I didn't see your son today. I had his quote here under my name. I was hoping my son, your son, was he crying to you that we wouldn't respond to him?
What did you like me?
They won't respond.
I didn't know what you got me on that one. Oh, I see it now.
For a minute, I was like, my son, what the hell he doing on this channel?
It is what it is, man. Hey, Rick Red say he do have a video he's working out. So, and last but not least, we're gonna answer Nitro's question, and then we're gonna be out. He said,
"It ain't me. It ain't me.
Who's the best singer out of the 5? I'm gonna say out of the 6. I guarantee you it's Mike.
Gotta be. It gotta be.
With that voice, I guarantee. Mike, where you at? I know Mike can come in here and hit some Barry White.
Yeah, you got that Barry White.
Mine is horrible, but you can't tell me that when I'm by myself.
Oh, I don't care where I'm at. I'll sing for anybody.
So it's you then.
Go ahead.
I can't say.
Bust a move.
Man,
Bust a move.
Y'all, listen, y'all not prepared for this.
Bust a move.
It's 11 o'clock. Y'all want to be able to sleep tonight. Y'all gonna be up like, God damn, what the doing?
But we are at the mark, and we are not doing 2 hours. I'm gonna shut this down.
Wait a minute. Wait, excuse me.
R-A-T. See, he trying to do 2 hours. See that?
No, I'm sorry, Coach. Brandon, what you mean you might need to sub to Nitro? Why don't you just sub to him? What you mean you might need to?
Yeah, just
sub to him.
It's
just
easy.
Sub to him. Like, what are you doing, bro? Brandon, stop being extra, bro. Stop. Not today.
Hey, I forgot. If you're here, join my Patreon. Do that. That's how you can be there and watch the raw videos and all to get the behind the scenes stuff. And we about to start doing our giveaways, Patreon exclusive. We're about to start doing our giveaways, Patreon exclusive. And I've been challenged by executive producer to do more things with that. So we got a few things in the works. So the giveaways are going to start being Patreon exclusive. And so you need to come on over there. Because we have Jose tell me we had a good time for about an hour watching that film Friday.
We did.
Cracking jokes and seeing different things because we learned about Charlie.
We found a secret weapon.
Right. And Charlie might end up replacing Crochet.
But we were joking at first, but then after every catch, we're like, I don't know.
Red said he recorded a few songs in it.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Listen, Red's gonna sing a few songs on Saturday because he said he's coming on the show. So
that is.
That's what's up.
Mark it down. Coach, you know you are looking like Billy, Paul,
me, and Mrs.
Jones.
Hey,
cut that out.
Hit it, Coach. Hit it on the way out. Hit it on the way out, Coach.
Nope.
That is the perfect. That's the perfect ending to the show.
No, not doing Mrs. Jones.
Hey,
you know who's not look like they sing that? The daddy off BMF. He sing that, especially with the crap he going through.
I heard he got caught.
What?
Yeah, I heard he got caught.
What? Dirty D? He was like, I'm gonna eat it on that. See y'all later.